So we have now reached that point in time where people in the United States are blaming others, blaming other groups, other countries, just other people in general. Well, what we are now facing is a very tough situation, because now we are being told that a situation that we are facing here in the United States is now becoming too dangerous, not just for the American people, but people coming into the United States as well. Now, I want to break down what's going on here, why this is turning into a very serious situation, and why the Supreme Court is likely to get involved in this entire thing. So, make sure you stick around, watch this entire video, and I'll explain exactly what is going on. All I ask is one thing. It takes 2 seconds. Go ahead and hit that like button if you enjoy these daily updates. And now, let's begin. So if the Supreme Court is going to get involved, it has to be something very serious. Well, it is. And it actually has to do with this. Just the other day, a woman and 2 children lost their lives crossing the Rio Grande as Border Patrol says Texas troops prevented them from intervening. It goes on to say the Texas Military Department pushed back on the claim, saying his personnel were made aware of a distress report, but could find no migrants who needed help in the river. That's what they're saying, okay? Now, Texas, I want to show you this one as well. It says Texas physically barred Border Patrol agents from trying to rescue migrants who drowned. That was according to a federal official. Now, I want to read you one other thing, okay? This is an article from The Hill. Look at this. It says Texas denies state-prevented border protection from rescuing drowned migrants. This is the problem that we're facing. Certain people are saying that Texas stopped the Border Patrol from going and getting these people out of the river. They drowned because of that. This just happened yesterday. But Texas is saying that no. Like they were looking and there was nobody there. They couldn't find any migrants. Now I want to read you some of this, okay? It says right here, in responding to a distress call from the Mexican government, Border Patrol agents were physically barred by Texas officials from entering the park. It says the Texas governor's policies are cruel, dangerous, and inhumane, and Texas's blatant disregard to federal authority over immigration poses grave risks. The biggest risk right now, according to experts, is that 2 sides are not working together. You got the Border Patrol agents, and then you have the people from Texas. Okay? And the problem with this is if we see these 2 arguing over who has control or now who is to blame, where do we go from here? Okay? I want to read you a little bit more. This is from Representative Henry Cooler. He says, this is a tragedy, and the state bears responsibility. Down here it says, because Border Patrol can no longer access or view this stretch of the border, Texas has effectively prevented Border Patrol from monitoring the border to determine whether a migrant requires emergency aid that the Court of Appeals expressly accepted from the injunction. Now, what's difficult about this situation is that we are not going to see an end to people coming across the U.S. southern border. People are going to continue to cross the Rio Grande. We are going to continue to see some people that can't swim. They're going to have issues. And so based off what the federal government is saying is that we need to have Border Patrol agents there being able to visually inspect the water. So if somebody does have an issue and they are in an emergency, well, they can come in, they can jump in, and they can save those people. But Texas is saying, well, why are we putting our lives at risk? Why are we putting our lives and our personnel on the line when these people are coming in illegally? They're doing something illegal, and why would we help somebody that is doing something illegal? Again, this is the problem we're having. There's 2 completely different sides here. One wants to help somebody if they're in need. The other one says, well, how do we help somebody do something that's illegal? What do we do here? Now, the Biden administration, they're asking the Supreme Court to tell Texas to stop blocking U.S. border agents from patrols. I want to show you some pictures as well, because again, this is what we are facing. Texas and the federal government are not on the same page, not even close. So look at this picture right here. Okay, you can see they're just blocking it with a fence and with an armored vehicle. Look at this one. Okay, these are people working inside of the fence. Okay, this is Shelby Park. They fenced it all off. Here's another one. People going up and down the Rio Grande. Okay, but again, people working inside the fence. You can see the barbed wire right over here. Okay, this is the Mexico side. This is the U.S. side right here. And you can see all the barbed wire. Now, again, this is going to turn into a bigger issue than what we are currently facing. Some say that it's been too dangerous for some time now, but it's only going to get worse. As more people flood to the U.S.-Mexico border, as more people start to see that the opportunity to get into the United States is closing, it has to happen in 2024. If you wait, and if we see a new president, things will be completely different. The other thing is that, and this is, we heard a few reports, that right now the Biden administration wants to be patient, wants to wait. And if we take another 3 months to get a border policy deal, then we take another 3 months. Because what we are hearing is that President Biden and Democrats are okay with the fact that more people are coming into the United States. We need more people. Because if we get more people, then we could potentially give them work permits. We can allow them to work. We can tax their wages. And as we tax their wages, we got more revenue. We can have more revenue. We can go and use that revenue for other things, whether it's military spending or Social Security Administration, whatever. Right? Got so many different options. But again, that's a little ways down the road. Now, according to former President Donald Trump, he is saying that because of this chaos that we are currently experiencing, we could now be in store for the greatest deportation event in human history. He is now saying that we could see the largest number of deportations ever because of what we've just went through over the past 3 years. Now, I don't know what happens moving forward. All I can tell you is that the Biden administration and Texas are pretty much battling it out, going head to head, and they're going to ask the Supreme Court to get involved. Well, Texas isn't. The White House is. When the White House asks the Supreme Court to get involved, usually you know it's pretty serious. But in this case, we are now seeing people lose their lives trying to enter into the United States. That is bad for publicity. That's bad optics, especially when we are just 8 months away, 9 months away from a presidential election. We cannot have that. And President Biden knows he cannot have that on his head. That can't be put on him because of what's going on at this time. So, just wanted to fill you in on what's happening right now. As soon as we get more information, I promise I'll fill you in on all the latest news and updates. But just know, the situation down at the southern border, according to many, is getting too dangerous. And right now, nobody knows who's to blame. Is it Texas? Is it the people coming into the United States? Or is it the federal government? We don't know. But I guarantee we're going to find out. So that's what we know at this time. As always, thank you guys for watching. Consider subscribing, and I'll see you guys on the next one.